So why in the don't you dream more? It happens. I still dream.
The kids, the big kids, smart kids, are taping them, their own voice, and listening to them all night. So they work subliminally. Some of the kids go to Fiverr or Tenor, you know those things online where you can get somebody with a soothing, sexy voice? Okay. And they listen to them all night. I didn't do that. All I did was read them in the morning and read them at night.
The last thing I do every night is I fall asleep saying my prayers. My wife can attest to that. I fall asleep every single night saying my prayers. I have for 68 years.
Prayers or affirmations?
No. Affirmations first, prayers last. Prayers, I fall asleep doing, because I don't want to fall asleep during my affirmations. Affirmations, then prayers.
Because your brain doesn't know you're full of shit, or your subconscious doesn't know you're full of shit. And that's why, programming yourself and your habits really isn't that difficult. When you understand what makes the synapses fire, it's not that hard.
Athletes have been doing this since the first Olympia 2,000 years ago. Affirmations. John Elway saw himself a goal to win a Super Bowl in overtime since he's 6 years old, but he didn't say the first Super Bowl. It took him the third Super Bowl before he won. The kids, it's phenomenal. It's mostly been used over the last 100 years by athletes, and only more recently by business people like yourselves the last 30, 40 years. But it works. Abso-fucking-lutely, it works.
We have people, coincidentally, they're the successful ones that do it 5 times a day. 5 times a day. Okay. Athletes, world champions, gold medalists, all do this.
Believe me, and we're gonna, I can't wait. I'm waiting with bated breath to hear you say your affirmations, but they do come true. And Andrew Agassi was saying affirmations when he was 3 or 4 years old. 3 or 4 years old for tennis, and he's the only one I know about. So that I know, but most of the great athletes, Mr. Obama. I don't think much of him as a president. But I take my hat off to him vis-a-vis goals and affirmations. When he was a 19-year-old pothead in California at a college, he said, "I'm going to be the first black president in the United States," and everything he did was pointed at that. And by God, it happens. It happened. Notwithstanding, I don't agree with hardly anything he says, but the power. For a guy when he was 19 to say there was going to be a black president, he had to be high. There was no question. He had to be high when he said that.
And that's why affirmations work so effectively. Because your subconscious doesn't know you're full of shit. And when you tell, I'm going to be trillionaire, dominate the world, and your subconscious doesn't know it. And when you tell your subconscious 1,000,000 times, and then every success you have is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Athletes, world-class athletes get this like they took a poop in the morning. The world-class athletes, 20 years, they see themselves standing on the podium getting a gold medal at the Olympics. And we're going to have 4 or 5 stories of guys that I personally trained that were able to do that. But you'll never exceed your most bodacious goal. If you say, I've got mentees, I'm going to go to the Olympics. They went, they didn't get a medal. I've got mentees that I'm going to go to the Olympics and I'm going to medal. What the fuck's that mean? They get a bronze. And I'm only telling you this because your outside environment does affect how you think. And some of the kids do their affirmations, they tape them, and they listen to them all night. All night. The goal for the team was to go to the state finals. They went to the state finals and lost 2-1. The next year, his goal was to win the state finals. They went to the state finals and won 3-4. It's that subtle. There's a big difference between asking Miss Universe out and fucking Miss Universe. Big quantum difference. How many affirmations did you have? I have 22. I told you that. My 22, I told you how they break down. The personal goals, I only have 5 or 6 left. And I have, I think, 6 or 7 affirmations that are associated to those. The rest of mine are related to you, my children, Sally, and a number of the charities that I'm involved in. Begin each affirmation with the words I am. I am means in the present tense. And that means your little pea brain, it'll register in the present tense. Okay. You're going to add an emotion word to each affirmation. I'll give you examples in a minute. You're going to write each affirmation in the present tense using the verb that ends in ing. I'll show you examples in a second. Next, you're going to say each affirmation out loud at least twice a day. You heard Matt say he does his affirmations, I think he said 2 or 3 times, 3 times a day. We have people, coincidentally, they're the successful ones that do it 5 times a day. 5 times a day. If one of your wants is to increase your net worth by $5 million every month, then you turn it into a goal by writing it down on your goal list as, I want to increase my net worth by $5 million a month or more a month. Every month. The affirmation would be, I am happy and easily increasing the amount of my net worth $5 million or more every month. That's a little low, but we'll start with this group, $5 million a month. Okay. The phrase I am sends a command to your subconscious so that it can work on this goal for you even while you're asleep. The term happily and easily tell your subconscious that you will not struggle to accomplish this. This works well for me because it also helps me shorten my workday. You may want to use another term that will help you experience the emotions of increased amounts of savings. I use words, fucking, I'm excited, I have a fucking erection, I'm having multiple orgasms, it's so fucking easy. The present tense word increasing creates a stress between you, what you are saying, and reality so that your subconscious acts with a sense of urgency to make this happen. The or more is important also because when you realize how easy it is to increase your savings amount by $5 million a month, you may want to immediately raise the amount. These 2 little words will have already sent the message to your subconscious, and you will you will reach the monthly amount quicker. The best times to say the affirmations are in the morning, when you get up, and in the evening, just before you go to sleep. By saying them at night, you are commanding your subconscious to work on them while you sleep. By saying them in the morning, you give your subconscious the opportunity to present a report what it did while you were asleep. The increased focus you experience as a result of this simple activity will produce phenomenal results so that you truly get what you want in life. This is our homework. Any questions about this?
What about short affirmations like I am a genius, I am intelligent? Are those working too? Or
No. Well, you'd be lying to yourself, but that's not the point. Okay. Now, I am confident, becoming more innately bright through QLA, through because it's a process. It's not I am. Just say I am. I am excited about becoming. I am excited about being. Now, there are all kinds of more complicated ways to write affirmations. You can Google fuck this, and you could write a PhD white paper, which I hope none of you do. This is the simplest format that I've found that works. The operative word part of that is works. There's all kinds of sophisticated shit done on affirmations. Why you do it in the morning and the night. Your brain's in the theta state, and this state, and all kind of shit. But you don't need any of that. All you need to know is this fucker works. It's not important that you know why it works. All you need to know is it fucking works. And don't send me in your weekly report a link about the study done at fucking Stanford, and I'm not interested in that. All I know is this fucking thing works. I don't give a fuck what they did at Stanford, MIT, or wherever there's a bunch of other studies done as well. Like those affirmations we saw that were just tits and ass. But yeah, I'm not telling you to forget the tits and ass. But I mean, money comes to me unexpectedly. I feel overwhelmed and not satiated with money that comes to me unexpectedly. You don't want to be satiated. Satiated means that you get used to it. It becomes your default. I mean, and staying successful, guys, is a hell of a lot fucking harder than getting success. I mean, it's staying because default, I mean, being rich, I haven't had to work in 35 years. You know, some kids at the Jason Capital thing that you were at asked me, how do you get up in the morning? What motivation do you have to get up? That's where the society is now. What do you mean, how do I get up in the morning? I mean, and I've been, one of the goals you should have, and all of you should have, is that goal is to form new, bodacious, extraordinary habits of the high-performance person, okay? And then your affirmation associated with that is, I'm ecstatic, overwhelmed, how easy I attract good habits, high-performance people, and how easily I can lead people, enforce QLA, being all that you can be. I mean, what you need, remember, you're the average of the 5 people that you hang around with. And right now, for the most part, there's a few exceptions, most of those people are dog shit, okay? And so you want a higher echelon. You want a higher bar. You want higher expectations.
You'll say to your boss one day, you quit. 69% said yes, 31% said no. Do you ever dream that you have a secret power such as the ability to read minds, become invisible, or control other people's actions? 62% said yes, 38% said no. Are you ever shocked out of a daydream and unable to answer the question someone has asked you? 45% said yes, 55% said no. And have you had at least one fucking daydream in the last year that you turned into reality? 71% said yes and 29% said no. So why in the fuck don't you dream more? It happens. I still dream. 71% had their dreams come to fruition. So it seems like a fucking no-brainer to me. But I got a brain. And apparently most don't. It's so fucking simplistic. Maybe my mom was right letting me believe in Santa Claus till I was 11 fucking years old. My cousins say I was 13. I think that's a stretch, but my older cousins tease me, They also say that I breastfed till I was 11, which is also, I believe, a bit of a stretch, Mom. But, But so why don't we? Because it's not conventional wisdom. It's all right for our kids to do that shit, but not us. Because we're all grown up now. We're adults. And that's so fucking horseshit. Guys, this isn't new shit. When I tell you dream in my closing remarks in a few days, dream, get outside the box, be passionate, get selfish, love yourself. You can't love somebody else unless you love yourself. I mean, it works. And it's not new stuff. People have been saying this for not just decades, but thousands and thousands of years. We've shown you enough slides from Plato and all these people from the year, a long time ago. It's not new stuff. But the difference between me and the rest of the industry, if you can call it that, is I'm telling you it's a motherfucker because it's hard. I'm not telling you it's easy. Because if it was easy, you would have already done it. With all the fucking shit you read, you fucking idiot, and all the pod fucks you've listened to, and all, if it was so bloody fucking easy, you'd already be there.
Okay, what's the affirmation associated with that goal? Now that could easily be broken down to 4 or 5 goals. Okay, 4 or 5 goals do not have to have 4 or 5 affirmations. One affirmation can be all inclusive for the 4 or 5 goals. Now go, Leonard. Now, just to give you an aside, when I came up with this, I wanted to be with a castle on an island with a moat, and I see my children playing tennis, playing golf on our own golf course. I see our governesses and nannies that once worked in the Buckingham Palace. I saw that, okay. I see myself strutting around the property, and I visualize this with my boots and my riding crop, being the most influential gentleman farmer in Scotland. That's what I saw, okay? That's before I had that fucking painting, before I had any of this. And so that's what I would say twice a day, okay. Go ahead.
Do I have to?
No, you don't have to, okay.
I got only goals.
One goal and an affirmation.
Okay. Well, help kids to go private school and start their business. Well, my kids are sharks driving their businesses and being more successful in their areas.
Okay, you got to add more adjectives. You got to make it more colorful. So words, remember, can't be too bodacious, can't be too overwhelming. You know, for example, if you wanted your kids to, you know, go into space, I see them walking on the moon. I see them easily going to flight school. I see them easily taking off the first time with the jet thrust. I feel the G's of the jet thrust. I mean, you got to really elaborate. Again, because your subconscious doesn't know that it's just bullshit. And the more you say it, I mean, the athletes understand this. When they're talking about they're in the 3rd or 4th year of skiing, I see myself, winning the downhill by full 2 seconds, which is virtually impossible, by the way. You don't win downhills by 2. You win it by 200ths of a second. I see myself in the cold wind on my face, accepting the gold medal. I accept the accolades and the applause of the Austrian people if you're Austrian, or the Russian people if you're Russian, or the American people if you're American. I see, I mean, you've got to really throw yourself into it. You really have to go over the top. Okay.
Mine's not that specific.
Okay, well tell me and then I'll make it specific when I tart it up.
I am passionately adding more and more money and assets.
Okay, what's the goal though? The goal?
And $30,000 to buy whatever I want.
30,000. Well, I would have made the goal. I feel it's well within my comfort zone having unlimited expenses daily. Then the affirmation, I am wildly overwhelmed with joy, knowing that no matter how much money I spend, it's not a dent, it's not a fraction, it's not chump change. I mean, and there are people in the world that have no, Sally sometimes thinks she's one, but she has no limits to not her abilities, her ability to spend money. You want this, and when you talk to your kids about affirmations, and you can start affirmations at 3, 4, 5 years old. You start with goals. With kids, you start goals first, then affirmations. So when they get used to the goals, and they understand the goals, then you add the affirmations. If you add the affirmations with kids too early with the goals, they get confused. Okay, now I'm talking about 3, 4, 5 years old. If your kid's 18 years old, he's not going to get confused. Okay, almost everybody understands goals. Very few people understand the affirmations that are associated with goals.